Hey, it's David Elder, and today on Texas Eats, we're traveling around the Lone Star State looking for great restaurants you won't want to miss.
Get ready for the newest taco truck in San Antonio using wild ingredients.
You travel to Mexico, you find the taco, the guacamole with crickets.
Plus, get ready to place your orders. We're sharing some top spots to get tamales in the Alamo City.
You started making all these tamales with only 5 pounds of masa, right?
Yes.
And we chat with Chef Johnny Hernandez and KSAT 12's Alicia Barrera about their Day of the Dead experiences.
So I do remember my mom setting up one of the tables at the entrance of our apartment, always with flowers and pictures of my grandparents.
All that and more right now on Texas Eats. Our first stop on today's foodie adventure is in downtown San Antonio.
Now we're here right off the Riverwalk to go inside of a brand new food truck that's getting authentic Mexican food and putting a fun twist to it. Let's go inside Aroma by Chef Jaime Hernandez. Chef Jaime Hernandez is out here with me now in front of the food truck. Thank you so much for having me out here. You just made all of this from scratch, all of this fresh. The one I'm holding up right here, it actually has crickets on top of it, right?
Yes.
Now, is this an authentic preparation, or is this an item that you would find if you traveled to Mexico?
You travel to Mexico, you find the taco, the guacamole with crickets. They don't put asada. I just wanted to give it a little bit of texture. That's why I added the grasshoppers to give them a little bit of crunchiness.
Right.
And the guacamole is just a really well-balanced dish.
So I'm going to put some lime on it, because when you got lime, you got to use it, right?
Yeah.
All on top. That looks crazy good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, my goodness. That is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some elbow love. Bam! The crickets are fun because it just kind of adds that element of surprise to the dish, but they're really just a crunchy texture on there. All the seasoning that's on the meat seared really nicely as well. You have that creaminess coming off the guacamole. I mean, and the little crunch on the tortillas is exactly what you want as well. It's a great vehicle for all the flavors. I like the cucumber on there.
Yeah.
That's a really nice
freshness.
Yeah. That is a great bite. This next one, though, is a little bit more for what you're known for, the black trompo, right?
Black pastor. So this dish is made of pork back and pork shoulder, and it's marinated in recado negro and 5-spice, Asian spice. And it's brined for 24 hours before I put it in the trompo. And it has prickling pear, pickled onions, onion cilantro, grilled pineapple with jarritos pineapple, and salsa verde.
Oh, you got it all on there. Cheers. That's the bite. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. This is good, brother. What inspired you to add that Asian spice to the dish?
I just wanted to be something different. Everybody does trompo al pastor the traditional way. I wanted to be out of my comfort zone and do something different. And this is one of the trompos that you can find here, but I know how to make many more.
Wow. So you're going to have different kinds like rotating throughout in the food truck.
Korean trompo, black curry, chorizo.
A little bit of everything.
Harissa, yeah.
I'm going for another bite. I'm finishing this bad boy. This one right here, the carnitas, super tender. You could smell it as soon as you were kind of mixing it around, even in the bowl, and you were warming it back up. I mean, this is where it's at. This is great flavor on there. How do you get them so tender?
I brine my carnitas one night before. I cure them with salt before confit them. Like really slow cook.
Oof. And that confit, that's going to give you that really nice texture on there. It's going to break it down, but it's also adding all that fatty flavor you want. And you added a lot of acidity on there as well. That's going to cut through the fat, give you a really nice, well-rounded flavor. Woo! Oh, baby. Super tender, very unique. I love all the different like toppings you've added to that. You've actually elevated carnitas with this dish, but it's still very true to what carnitas are. This is like you took an authentic preparation and you put your own twist on it. It's kind of what you've done with everything here. The carnitas are out of control, super tender, nice and crunchy on the outside as well. Again, all the toppings really fresh. And that's kind of your signature. You just add that freshness on top, and it gives it that personality, that characteristic that you're not going to find everywhere else. This is great. Chef Jaime, thank you so much. Thank you. Chef Pedro, thank you so much, you guys, for having me out here. You guys, Aroma by Chef Jaime Hernandez is here in San Antonio. You got to come check him out. It's popping. This is one of the hottest food trucks to open up here in a while. And I'm really excited that you guys are here in town in the Alamo City. You're bringing a lot of culture, a lot of great flavor to it. And you got to come out here to El Camino to come get it. You got to get some of the drinks from behind the bar and enjoy the other food trucks that are going to be out here as well. This is great, man. We can't leave you over there. Chef Pedro, come on, come on. We got some extra food for you too, brother. Oh, there you go. Okay. This is it, y'all.
Now, we're cruising to Southtown to the 210 for some burgers with a twist.
Now we're here in Southtown in San Antonio to go inside of one of the most colorful restaurants in the city to see what award-winning chef Johnny Hernandez is serving up for food and drinks just in time for Dia de los Muertos. Let's go inside Burgerteca. Joining me now is award-winning chef Johnny Hernandez. Thank you so much for having me out here.
Oh, thank you, David.
And right in front of us, we have 3 different burgers that you have out on the menu here at Burgerteca, plus sliders. You have like mini versions of the popular burgers and a Pepsi. Talk to me about this combo.
We're kicking off the slider promotion with the Pepsi combo, right? So it is our 3 most popular burgers here at Burgerteca for the whole month of November. Our pastor, we have our chile con queso, and of course our classic, which is, you know, one of the most popular ones. And
you really have brought so much energy and culture to San Antonio. And you've done that now through Day of the Dead, but the parade was massive. But people can also honor their loved ones that they've lost at home, right?
Right. Well, I want to bring this out here. You know, the big part of the celebration is the ofrenda, or the altar. We created an altar kit for sharing the tradition in a very convenient way. So in the altar kit, you know, it has a papel picado, it has the candles, it has a pan de muerto, it has a frame for the family member or friend you're honoring. We gave a bunch of these out to students and in the community with the Rafael. They took it to different schools and we donated them. And then we're still selling them in all the restaurants.
This is such a great way to do this at home and to get your children involved and to educate another generation about what this event is and how important it is. Right. And, you know, my favorite part of this event, the pan de muerto, the bread, the food, the things that come with it. And that's why I'm out here at Burgerteca, because you know I got to eat the burgers. And I want to talk about this one right here, though. I mean, I got this as a double, but this thing is absolutely loaded. Talk to me about what's going on.
The chile con queso burger. So it has our refried black beans underneath it. Of course, the David Special has 2 patties, and then our signature chile con queso that we make, prepare in-house, and it has the chips that add a lot of that texture. It was kind of bringing back that bean burger, right?
That's a burger. This is the bite. I love it. I love it. This is the ultimate burger bite. This is what you want. You want something cheesy. You want it to be acidic. You have the tomatoes in there. This is over the top. I highly recommend trying it. Ask for the one you saw on TV, the double. And that's where it's at. I want to talk about this one in the front here. It's very colorful.
That's our Oaxaqueño burger, right? And we wanted to, of course, incorporate, you know, kind of our culture into all of these burgers. This has mole negro, which we prepare in-house. You know, it has a lot of punch to those pickled onions, which are a signature of the Yucatan, and it goes so well with the mole, the creamy avocado, the queso fresco.
Slightly sweet.
Yeah,
nice,
exactly.
And you want the right amount of salt on there as well. So it's savory. The bread, again, it's toasted to perfection. It's nice and soft and tender on the inside. And then the onions are my favorite. This is the one you need to try. If you've never had mole, if you love mole, this is the one you need to take a bite out of. And I'm going in for round 2. That's how much I love it. I'm going in for it.
You need something to wash it down with.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, and man, you're going all the way today.
I'm serious. I'm taking a nap in the bed.
You know what? I got to join you, man.
Hey, come on. Hey. Salud. There you go. What is loaded up inside this one? I mean, again, you guys have just taken it to the next level here.
The al pastor burger, we take the classical spices and chilies that are in an al pastor taco, and we put it into a burger, right? So we add a little bit of texture with the cabbage, the onions. Underneath is a big layer of melted manchego cheese, which is really rich. All the spices that go on that burger while it's cooking on the grill really take that over the top with a little bit of that grilled pineapple that's a signature. That's about as authentic as you get from Mexico City.
I want to just put, look at that.
Oh my God.
How spicy is this?
No, it's not. A little bit of jalapeno, mostly tomatillo, a little onion, a little
I'm
garlic.
just going crazy. I'm feeling happy though.
Oh, we're going to have to go to commercial after this. Man, you can't have al pastor without a good salsa. So
wow,
you gotta. You took it to like.
Give me the elbow. I mean, the grilled pineapple though, that just sets it over the top. And these are big chunks of grilled pineapple. They're not playing around out here. And I love that about what you do. You take everything to the next level. You're such an inspiration for so many people in the city of San Antonio. I mean, you have taken us to that next level on the culinary side. And we couldn't say thank you enough. And you guys, you have to come out here if you've never been to Burgerteca and then celebrate Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, with our little altar kits as well. November 1st, November 2nd. You can have that up in your house and teach your kids about it. Cheers to you. Salud. Thank you for having me out here.
David,
this is
always awesome.
I'm going to keep eating this salsa, though.
Coming up later on Texas Eats, we chat with KSAT 12's Alicia Barrera about her Day of the Dead experience.
First of all, a huge honor to be able to step in next to Steve Spriester and then to be surrounded by beautiful San Antonio.
And next on the show, we go inside an iconic San Antonio bakery to learn about Pan de Muerto.
We had everything except customers when we first opened.
So don't go anywhere. Texas Eats will be right back.
Since 1961, this bakery's been cranking out delicious sweets, including their Pan de Muerto. Let's go inside the Doys Bakery and see how they make them.
Doys is a classic San Antonio bake shop.
My mom likes to say that, she goes, we had everything except customers when we first opened.
Emma and her late husband Manuel Bedoy opened the bakery in 1961. After Manuel worked for a bakery and was taught how to bake sweet bread from his father growing up.
My paternal grandfather did more of the bolillos and the French loaves, so my father actually came up with the recipes for the other bread.
Because my husband started working as a bakerman at the age of 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Now, Emma's children operate the bakery, and they too have taught their children how to bake.
Typically, they would be here right now because at this time when they're making pan de muerto, it gets very busy. There's nothing better than a cold day with pan dulce and hot chocolate or coffee.
Joining me now is the owner and brother, Javier Bedoy, and thank you so much for having us back here in the kitchen.
No problem.
And these came out of the oven not too long ago.
Right.
These are the pan de muerto. This is like kind of what you guys are known for. This is something that's very popular, especially this time of year. But talk to me about the flavors that are used on here and how they're decorated.
Well, usually what we do is it's a standard kind of like a pan de huevo. We just doctor it up a little bit more. We put some butter in it, and we put evaporated milk in it, and that's what gives it its softness. And
look at that. That's just like fluffy in there.
Yeah.
The Doys Bakery has been around for decades, and they have a lot of different stuff on the menu. But during this time of the year, October going into November, you have to try the Pan de Muerto.
That's its foot. Okay, sorry, dude. I'm gonna have to eat your foot here. How popular are these? Like, how many do you sell in a normal season like this?
I want to say a normal, like say the years past, I want to say maybe like 3,000.
I thought you were going to say like 300.
No.
3,000?
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah, they use it for Spanish classes and all that. So
it's more representation, right? It's more of like the ceremonial kind of thing. Do people just order them to eat them?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. A lot of people, because they love the flavor. I mean,
they're delicious. Yeah. It kind of has that concha kind of vibe to it. Mm-hmm. But then, like you said, it has a little like more deeper elements to it than just a traditional like pan dulce. This is Really, and the little sprinkles on the outside.
Got a little bit of sweetness to it.
Little crunch to it.
People cringed because they didn't like the name of it. So initially, when they first, my dad first started making it.
What is that? Pan de muerto. Ooh.
Every single one of these are made by hand from start to finish.
From start to finish.
What's that? How long is that process? How long does that take?
Well, first mix it up, then we start shaping the dough, and then we let it soften up a little bit. Then we start putting the toppings on it. The whole thing, the process is probably about an hour and a half.
Okay.
You know, from start to finish. Back then, this was the traditional. Nobody made that. So once we started making it, you know, it's like
It caught on.
Oh God, it blew up, man. So.
How important is it to you to still have your mother with you,
Oh, God.
the matriarch, to kind of still kind of guide the ship? You know, and we had talked earlier, like when your father had passed, how
Right.
hard it was for the family and the thought of possibly selling off the bakery or moving forward. But you guys pressed on,
Right.
And now you have this location and all this other. I mean, it's a lot of stuff happening, but to still have your mom, that must be like, must feel
You
really
know,
good.
my mom has a mind like a steel trap. She remembers stuff from 50 years ago. I forget stuff from yesterday. I'm serious. She comes up with stuff, and you know, from the bakery. I mean, my mom loved the bakery. I mean, she could be there 24 hours if she could.
You know, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely delicious. Just a piece of San Antonio history right here. You can come get a bite of them. The Hildebrand location, it's excellent. It's fun. It's another, but there's also the other location as well. But
Hillcrest, yeah.
on Hillcrest. But this is fun. This kind of seems, this is the neighborhood bakery.
Yeah.
Everybody in here's just got a smile on their face when they walk in here. Why not? It smells delicious in here too. Just cheers. There you go.
Texas Eats will be right back.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here on the west side of San Antonio to go inside of a factory that's making all kinds of tamales, barbacoa, and menudo. Let's go inside Doys Tamales and Barbacoa. But first, you got to put a hairnet on. Bink. Joining me now is Gabriel Doys, and we're here inside the factory at Doys Tamales, and I'm super excited because right behind us, you see a lot of people working hard, making tamales. It's just really cool to be inside here, and it smells wonderful. And you're going to take us on a tour of the whole facility, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're going to start off in the tamale cooking room, and then we'll go back around and end up back over here.
Guide us.
Yes, sir.
I'll follow you.
Okay. This first room is our tamale cooking room. During Christmas time, this thing's banging. We got our tamale cookers. Usually, each one can handle about 250 dozens each. And during Christmas time, they'll all be on. Especially on the heavier days, we'll just start them up at midnight, and they won't shut off till probably about 8 o'clock in the morning.
So this is where they're cooked. Yeah. So what's the next step in the process?
Let's go this way. This is our raw cooking room. Right now we have pork. We have pork cooking for tonight, so all of them are full. It's just like the other rooms that you saw, but they're completely full of pork.
This is the most spectacular room we've been in. So the smell in this room alone is just out of this world.
We cook it here, we grind it here, and we saute it in the next room. I don't know if you want to go to through there. I mean, that's just our meat cutter. You know, he's cutting menudo. Remember I was talking to you about menudo earlier?
Is he cutting right now?
He's cutting right now.
Let's go look. Let's go take a look.
Javi? Okay. Yeah, this is Javier. He's our meat cutter, our in-house meat cutter.
How's it going?
He's doing his menudo.
Hold on, before we go home.
Yes, sir.
One last time. There we go.
This is the tilt skillet room. This is where we saute all the meat. We got our tilt skillets here. I mean, we do all this stuff here. We'll fry up our chicharrón. We'll cook our menudo. Right here's some menudo that we just did today earlier, and it's cooling down on the rack.
Man.
You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, like I said,
Everything just smells so. As we're getting closer to like the process in the front where we were, the smell is just getting like more intense every room. Now, what about the recipes, the menudo, the tamales? Like, where are these recipes coming from?
Everything was just built up by trial and error. Some of the stuff You know, like the tamale recipe, it was my mom's recipe, and over the years we've changed it. You know, I mean, it's adapted little by little, like I said, to make it more efficient. You know what I mean? And like for instance, the menudo, it's part mine, part of my wife. You know what I mean? You know, the barbacoa, you know, you really can't mess it up too bad because you're just steaming it. But like I told you before, you know, it depends on, you know, what company you get it from, what plant you get it from. You know, how greasy the manteca, the barbacoa is and whatnot. But I mean, you know, you just have to, it's just trial and error. Yeah. And I mean, sometimes we mess up, we still mess up. We've been doing this for, wow, it's already, what, 46 years going on in this summer. So
that's incredible.
We've been doing it for,
I mean, for 46 years, you've been cranking out all this delicious food, but you said you have some employees here that have been here for 20 plus years, right?
Yeah, they've been with us for a long time. We've been real grateful that they've hung with us. You know, I mean, they've been through us through the highs and lows. I mean, you know, the restaurant business, you know what I mean? It's not, it's, you know, when it's high, but when it's low, it's like, wow. Really now, this next room over here is the production room. And every single one of these people, you know, they are artists by themselves. Each tamal that they make, each hoja that they spread, you know what I mean? It's unique to the way that they do it.
Yeah.
Some of them may make it a little bit, you know, thicker than they're supposed to. Some of them make it thinner. But, you know, the majority of them, everybody does it the same.
Was that a big part of what you wanted to do here, was make sure that they were still handmade?
Yes, because many people have offered to us to go ahead and make machines for us. There's a lot of machines out there. Truthfully, you can make a lot more tamales with a machine, but it's not going to taste the same.
Gabriel, thank you so much for giving us a tour of the facility. You guys really do have an outstanding, you know, whole production that you guys are doing here. I mean, you've been doing it for 46 years. You got to know what you're doing at this point.
My parents, you know what I mean? I'm 46, so I mean, I didn't start right away, but I mean, you know what I mean?
Practically born into it,
yes,
though.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I'm super excited to have checked out how all this is made. I'm really excited, though, to go eat the food. I got to try it. Now we're inside what was the dining area before the pandemic, right? So now it is just kind of an open space for you to come in here, get your orders to go. And with us today, you have some special guests, right?
Yeah, this is actually my mom, Mrs. Tellez, and my father, Mr. Tellez. This is the whole reason why we have these places. And I mean, through their hard work and the recipes that they made up, you know, I mean, this is why we have what we have.
Cream cheese, jalapeno bacon, tamal. Here we go. That's creamy, perfect amount of salt to it. That little bit of the fatty flavor you're getting from the bacon, it works so well with the cream cheese. The cream cheese has a little bit of that tartness to it, which really creates this well-rounded flavor in there. And then the jalapeno has that little bit of kick to it. And it's just spicy. It's every note you want in there. And then you have the seasoning in there that's just perfect. And the masa itself, it's nice and tender. Thank you so much for having us in here today.
It was a pleasure, Dave. Thank
How
you
do
for
people
coming.
order these for the holidays? How do they get hold?
For the holidays, we actually don't take orders. You just come on in and you can buy tamales over the counter. So it's first come, first served, and just, you know, just come on in.
How many do you think you make during the holidays?
Wow. Too many.
Texas Eats will be right back.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here off Marbach Road in San Antonio to go inside of an ice cream shop that's serving up some special treats just in time for fall. Let's go inside Prapigana. Joining me now is Mary Haifa. She's one of the owners out here at Prapigana. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. You have so many sweets, so many treats, the savory items, and you also have some classic items as well. But it's the fall, right? So you got to have the essential flavors, and one of those is pumpkin spice.
Yes, it's the most popular flavor this season. We make it in the back with our special pumpkin puree. And our special pumpkin spice, we add caramel and we add some graham crackers to make it taste more pie, more fall flavored.
I had to go in for another bite of this. This is insane.
Yes.
It tastes like the ultimate pumpkin pie.
Yes.
The pumpkin spice ice cream has so many great flavors going on inside, and the caramel is nice and sweet as well. It's super delicious, and the crunch that's in there, it's like a little texture, and the crunch on the cone, it really does taste like you're eating a slice of pumpkin pie. If you love pumpkin spice, this is what to try. This is like next level pumpkin spice because it actually tastes like a pumpkin pie. Talk to me about this item.
It's a churro split. You get 2 churros with it, and you pick 3 flavors of ice cream, and you pick your toppings, and yeah.
That's the one then. Break off some of the churro as well. Now this is a fun idea. So there you go. That's a bite that you can get when you come out here.
Yeah, so it's like a banana split with the extra churro, and it tastes amazing.
The churro split comes out with 3 different kinds of ice creams that you can put in the inside, and you get to pick whatever ones you want. And there's a lot of flavors out here that they're making from scratch in the back. You get it loaded up, whipped topping on there, cherry on top as well, a little bit of syrup, and some cajeta is actually inside of the churros themselves. I mean, delicious stuff, great bites, and super sweet if that's what you're looking for. That's insane.
Yes.
That's like over the top. Because churros already by themselves are already so sweet. You add the ice cream on there, that's a next level treat. A concha ice cream sandwich.
Yes, that's
What drove you to make this crazy item?
It's just the holidays and traditions, and so we wanted to mix it up a little bit and give our customers something new to try.
Look at this. This might be one of the crazier things I've seen in quite some time for desserts. That's the bite. Oh. If you love conchas, you gotta try the ice cream concha sandwich. It is delicious, loaded up with all the ice cream, the stuff they're making right here in the back, right here in-house. And you can get any kind of ice cream you want on this one as well. And you get this thing loaded up. It's super soft on the outside. It has all the elements you love about conchas and ice cream all mixed into one great bite. Now, speaking of custom items, because you can put ice cream that's made here in-house into any of these items on top of the cone, inside the concha sandwich, the paletas, made fresh back there as well. This is a small sample of what is available out here. But there's one in particular that we saw getting made, though. It has chamoy on the inside.
Yes, this one is the chamoy and mango. We newly started making it, and it's just a perfect combination.
Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mango nata is what I think I would call it.
That is great flavor. The mango paleta is absolutely delicious. Chamoy on the inside, so it's sour, it's sweet, it plays off of each other. It's really good. There's also a lot of different options as well in the paletas. There's chocolate. There's even an Oreo one if that's what you really like. Lots of fruit flavors. And the best part, they're all made fresh here. The mango's nice and sweet. And it tastes really natural, and I like that a lot too.
Yeah.
And you can even see, I mean, this is real fruit that's used inside of these. Yeah. This is great stuff.
Yeah, that's what I love about having Prapigana, because we make everything in the back. We know what's going inside of it, and we try our best to give our customers the best taste, textures.
You guys, Prapigana is a great location to come out for treats. What a fun spot. Everything made fresh right here in-house. The aguas frescas, all the savory treats, the sweet treats. I mean, this is where it's at. This is so many little
even
things.
The whipped cream, the chamoy, the chili, everything we make with our own special recipes.
I gotta say though, I mean, I'm in love with the pumpkin pie. I hope you guys keep this around for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're keeping it for the holidays.
Good. Because this is insane. I love what's going on, Mary. Thank you so much. Give me some love.
Thank you so much
Great
for coming
sweets
out here.
Thank you.
Texas Eats will be right back. Delia's Tamales is a Texas tradition. The massively popular Tamale restaurant attracts customers from around the United States, especially during the holidays. This Tamale hotspot operates like a well-oiled machine, something that Delia Lubin, the owner and founder, has worked on since the restaurant's humble beginnings.
It was almost 30 years ago, you started making all these tamales with only 5 pounds of masa, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
Oh, I'm crying.
Before the first restaurant opened in South McAllen in 1998, Delia made tamales and sold them to neighbors and friends to provide for her family.
It was my sister and I, she's the one to start to teach me to do the tamales. We start with 5 pounds of masa, and we sell it around the house. And the profit that we have is $2.50 for each one.
The tamales Delia was making outgrew the holiday demand and expanded into a year-round business.
Is this recipe from an aunt, your mother, a grandmother? Like, where did the recipe come from?
From my mother and her mother-in-law.
Oh, wow, okay. And so her mother-in-law?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Did your mother or your mother's mother-in-law, did they get to see all of this?
No.
What do you think your mother would say if she got to see how all this came up like this?
I guess she didn't believe it. No, because it was a surprise for me too, the way the people, you know, ¿cómo te digo? De la manera que, te voy a decir en español, or no, how do you say, the people, the way loves us or hug us, you know, the welcome, yes. Yeah, this is the word, embrace us, yes.
Delia's Tamales opened 22 years ago with the help and support of her family. And to Delia, family is everything.
I want to say thank you to everybody. Tengo una familia, I have a family, a very good family, de my employees. Because they're very loyal, very, they take care of the business like it belongs to them. And I'm very happy for them, and I'm happy because they do the job the way I want it, and that's wonderful. But I have to say, the best thing that I can say is thank to all my customers, especially from here from San Antonio. They used to go to the valley, bring it over here, and now I'm here, and it's a big surprise for me the way they welcome, they give it to us. And I want to say thank you.
As of 2020, there are 7 locations throughout the great state of Texas. The newest location opened up this year in San Antonio. Each location freshly steams their tamales on site and packages them for hungry customers. This process guarantees a perfectly cooked tamal every time.
So when Delia was starting out the business and she was going door to door, and there wasn't even a restaurant brick and mortar yet, her daughter, her youngest daughter, would run to each of the buildings and the businesses and sell the tamales. And it was a big part for their family to do on the Fridays and Saturdays to help make some money for the family. And to think that it's transformed from going from that to you don't have to have publicity for something like this, and people just wrap around your building all day, every day. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment. Delia, thank you so much for having us out here. If you're looking for the best addition to your table this holiday season, look no further. Delia's Tamales, I mean, this is where it's at. You get the salsa, you get the green, you get the red, you get the sweet tamales, you get the Veracruz style, which is the first time that I've had here, and you're gonna change the whole dynamic of the evening. People are just gonna be happy and smiling because the food's so good. This is where it's at. I really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy woman, and you brought your family here as well, and they're awesome. They've helped out so much. And I look forward to walking out of here with at least 3 to 4 dozen, maybe more, before.
And some for him too.
Yes, and, yeah, Ben gets some too. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Texas Eats will be right back.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here in downtown San Antonio to go inside of an iconic restaurant to talk with one of KSAT's own about her connection to Day of the Dead. Joining us now is Alicia Varela with KSAT 12 anchor and reporter extraordinaire, and we're here inside Mi Tierra. In front of us, we have so many delicious pastries. We have our coffee right here as well. But we have to talk about the Day of the Dead parade. I mean, that just happened.
First of all, a huge honor to be able to step in next to Steve Spriester and then to be surrounded by beautiful San Antonio and one of the most iconic parts of the city. It was just beautiful. I mean, you have these artisans who have worked months to make these barges happen, with these skeletons coming to life, and you know, the Catrinas, just all the beautiful aspects of Dia de los Muertos to be able to float down the river walk. It was just so magical, beautiful.
One of the things that really stuck out to me are the colors. And you look at other parades that we have here in San Antonio, and it's like, we needed this. A night parade that is glowing on the river. It's like everything that we want here in San Antonio happening all at once.
And it's the flowers, right? I mentioned the skeletons, but also the intricate lighting, because this team of El Volador, which is from Mexico City, they thought about the smallest details, including the lighting. So one of my favorite parts was in the La Catrina, the black and white barge. They have the lighting inside her hat. So just everything beautifully lit and just making this event even happier, right? It is somber because because we're remembering our loved ones who have passed, but it's just joy knowing that they're coming to visit us.
Now, Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, was this something that you honored growing up?
Yes, my mom. So I say that my first language is Spanish. Not many know that. I learned English when I was in pre-K. But at home, when I returned from school, it was having school all over again, but in Spanish. So that came with learning about the culture and celebrating. So I do remember my mom setting up one of the tables at the entrance of our apartment, always with flowers and pictures of my grandparents and those who have passed away. So it's always been something so special. And I would get it confused with Halloween before, I will say that, because, you know, it's back to back. But it's just always been something so special to me. And then even now that I'm older, I'm an adult, and being able to share it with our community is just so special.
Did you grow up practicing or honoring it as Day of the Dead, or was it like All Saints, All Souls Day, or was it more religious, or was it more, like you said, of the culture side?
It was both. So my grandmother on my mom's side, she's a very religious woman, goes to church twice a day, so very dedicated to her faith. So we were always instilled that religious aspect, so there's always a prayer involved, always. For both days, for November 1st and for the November 2nd. And then, of course, the cultural side, right? So the sugar skulls. I remember my mom would visit months before Day of the Dead, and she would bring back the sugar skulls from the mercado. But my grandmother, she was the one that would go look for them because she knew that I just loved it. I was so fascinated, you know, someone making a skull out of sugar and then decorating and making it so beautiful. So she would always choose them in my favorite colors.
Did you ever think that when you were a kid that you were going to grow up to be a TV anchor? Was that something you aspired to be, or is it something that just kind of happened later in life? Or?
I mean, I think it's a mix of both. Ever since I was little, I would put on shows for my dad. My brother would like turn off all the lights, we would grab flashlights, and then we would start with our news, right? Our news of the day happening at home to fill him in on what we were doing. And growing up, we would watch Spanish language TV. So of course our newscast was in Spanish. So I always knew that I did want to be on TV, and just now being able to live that out, it's a dream come true.
Did you ever think that it would be an English TV station that you'd be on, or did you really want to do it and go like on Spanish television?
I dreamed about it in Spanish. I had big dreams and goals with Spanish language news, and when I was offered the opportunity here in San Antonio with KSAT, it's still a little mind-boggling. There's some days where I'm like, am I really hired here? Do I really work for KSAT? So, no, I guess I never knew that I was going to be doing this in English.
And if there's young, aspiring journalists, there's little children doing their newscasts for their parents, what kind of advice would you give them?
To just stay true to themselves. A lot of people ask me, well, do you have a reporter voice? Stay away from that. That is my biggest thing.
Alicia Varela, everybody, thank you so much. And I mean, this is fantastic. I don't know what I'm going to eat first here, but it's going to be delicious.
It's going to be good. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Texas Eats will be right back.
In order to go to all the delicious restaurants that you see here on the show, you have to have a reliable vehicle that's in good working condition. And that's why we're out here today at Vic Bond Toyota Bernie. With me, as always, the deal maker, Chris Franklin.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Now, we're here inside the brand new collision center. We've talked about this. We've seen it from its beginnings all the way to being completed. And now there's work being done in here. Right behind us, a gentleman's actually taping off a car.
Yep.
Getting ready to spray it, put a new bumper on there, and the whole deal.
Oh, yeah, man. We're open for business. Got a lot of folks already coming through. We've got a stack of cars inside and outside right now that we're working on. Working on one right here, as you can see.
I just talked to this gentleman that's in here right now working on the vehicle, and he said that all these spray booths are top-of-the-line equipment, right? And that's what you want. When you bring your vehicle into a collision center, you want to make sure it's going into the right hands.
Get out here and just see how incredible this place is.
And plus, you can rent a Toyota. In case you
can rent a Toyota.
There you go. What's the website for people to go to?
ToyotaBernie.com.
There you go. All right, do you think we could spray some stuff, too?
Let's see if he'll let us play with the spray gun.
Let's go spray some stuff. Come. There's only one place I go to for pizza in Bernie, Texas. To find out their weekly specials, just go to their website or follow them on social media. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Texas Eats. And to get more information and a map on all the restaurants that you've seen on today's show, just go to our website, ksat.com/Texas Eats. And to get more information on all the vehicles out here at Vic Bond Toyota Bernie, just go to their website, toyotabernie.com. Follow us on social media at KSAT Texas Eats on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to join us every Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning right here on KSAT 12, because this is how Texas eats.